Now, if you are a parent of a newborn, you may not be thinking about starting a new business, but if you ask this local handy woman, you might just agree it could be possible. Joining us today on Good Things is Columbus resident Hannah Jordan. She started Handy Hannah's with the hope of building a handyman business or handywoman business, painting and making general repairs for houses in the Golden Triangle. Hey, Hannah.
Hey.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. I love so much about your story. One, your entrepreneurial sort of mindset. I know it started at a young age. And then the courage to sort of start your own business there in the Golden Triangle that typically is ran by men. And it's not that women can't do it. You just don't often hear of ladies being the handyman or woman going around and doing these type of repairs. So go, girl. But let's start. Where did you get the idea to start Handy Hannah's? When did you start think, you know what, I could make these house calls. I could do this as a business?
It really started whenever I got pregnant. I wasn't able to work, and I got bored, so I kind of did a little things here and there, and then I realized that I didn't want to go back to working for other people. I wanted to work for myself.
I can definitely get that. So your entrepreneurial spirit kind of started way long ago. I read where it was like at 6 years old. So when did you start this sort of Hannah Handy's business idea out or testing the waters with it? What were you doing at 6?
Well, at 6 I was selling lemonade in my front yard during the summer while I was out of school. And then whenever I was a little bit older, I started washing cars. And then I started working for somebody, painting at one point, and I really enjoyed it. And I was like, I know how to do all this. Let me try to just get my own jobs, and went to Facebook and found people that needed work done. This was probably about 2 years before I found out I got pregnant. So I did that on the side of also having a job. I just did that on the weekends and stuff. And then after I got pregnant, I decided that, look, I'm not going back to work for anybody else. I can't take my kid to work with me if I work for somebody else. I don't want to leave him because he's glued to my hip. So, yeah, basically I just decided to do that because I didn't want to leave Harlan at home.
Well, that's spoken like a true entrepreneur. You're like, I want to be my own boss. I want to set my own hours. I want to, be able to have that control and still provide for my family, which you left out, at least what I read about your lemonade stand. You did that to save up to buy your first bicycle. And then I appreciate that Handy Hannah's, which is now your business there in the Golden Triangle, first started out, though, as Handy Hannah's Car Wash, right? So where did the Handy Hannah's come from? This is the second time, you've kind of used a lot. You need to trademark that, by the way. It feels like you could put that out into other business opportunities. But how did you think of that, back when you had your car wash?
Well, I think I always knew, I was kind of like a handyman. I was able to do a bunch of random things, a bunch of random stuff.
Most girls aren't taught how to do those random things, from sheetrock to painting bright and all that. Not that they can't, they're just not. So who was your influence into doing the handiwork?
Okay, so every summer when I was little, I used to go to my grandpa, his house in Greenville, Mississippi, and he built cabins and stuff like that. We did that. He taught me how to fish. I don't know. He always called me his little boy. And growing up, he called me boy. Boy, come here, boy. Boy, come here. I don't know. So I've always been kind of more of a tomboy anyways. I can't sit still very long, so I can't work at a desk job. That would not be very good for me. So, yeah, I think that's kind of where it came from, because I kind of have more of a manlier build mindset. I'd rather be doing something physically, with my hands, than sitting down somewhere or taking care of other people,
I totally get that, and I think it's cool that you stepped out and said and owned your talents and skills and said, "Hey, let me put this to work for my family, doing the things that I know how to do." What all can you do through Handy Hannah's when you're filling these, tasks for your customers? What's the range that you are able to do?
Usually they tell me, hey, I got this that needs to be done. Can you come look at it? I go and I look at it, and I can do things like I just look at it and I'm like, hey, if I can't do it, I know somebody that can do it. And if we can't do it, me and you, being the person I'm working for, can get on YouTube and figure it out. So, I mean, I don't know. I've learned how to do a bunch of random things by doing this, which builds to my skill set. So I tell them when I go into their house, I'm like, look, I don't know if I've never done this before. I can either find you somebody or me and you can work together and figure it out. I don't charge like an outrageous amount either. A lot of other people, like I'd probably charge 25% of what another person would charge.
Well, don't undercharge yourself now, Hannah. I know you're getting started with Handy Hannahs, but
now my painting, I'm like professional level with my painting, but as far as the handiwork, I'm still learning, so I don't want to overcharge people for something.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
And that's an honest way to sort of do a business. And then as you build that reputation and people know that you're doing quality work, they're going to have you back. Has anyone ever paused because you are a girl with coming to do the handiwork, or does the Handy Hannahs kind of give it away whenever they reach out to you?
I think they always know that I'm a girl.
Well, I think it's really cool.
I haven't had anybody just been like, oh, I thought you were going to be a man. No. Usually because I use my personal Facebook page, what I've been using. So my profile picture is on there. But for safety, because a lot of the work I have to do is for men, for safety, I always take a man with me.
That's smart. That's a smart sort of way to do that. Now, you have a little man. That's what sort of led to you looking for ways to help support your family with Handy Hannahs. Now, he's too young to hold a paintbrush just yet, but when he gets old enough, will he be there helping Mom, sort of you teaching him the way your grandpa taught you?
Yes. Yes. I want, once he's able to, like, I'd say 3 or 4. Oops. Now, by the time he's 3 or 4, I think he'll be able to, like, start holding a paintbrush and figuring it out. But he's starting to hold on to things now, and he's still holding a spoon, so I can always give him a little paintbrush and a thing, and we can start.
Oh, he can make a mess now, Hannah. He is
right.
old enough to make a mess. I have a 3-year-old, so when you said about 3 or 4, I'm thinking she can hold a paintbrush, but I wouldn't let her in one of your customers' houses to stay between the lines. No. But she could
Maybe
definitely.
when he's like a teenager.
Yeah, no. Well, I think this is great. It's inspiring. I think it tells young girls as well as other women looking to get into fields. If you've got gifts and talents, just because you normally think of a handyman, you can also be a handy woman and get out there and do your thing. So where can people find you?
My phone number.
Well, I wouldn't do that. You got an email or you got a?
Yes, I do have a business email. I have a page on Facebook. It's Handy Hannahs.
Yeah, that's how I found you.
Yes, and then I have my personal Facebook page. Really, any of those.
Well, what is the radius that you do your handiwork?
I usually try to go within an hour radius.
So truly the Golden Triangle.
Yes, but I do plan on, if the business grows the way I'd like it to, one day to have like a couple of crews that I can like send to places,
Yeah.
Stay at a hotel for the week and do bigger jobs. That's where I would like to get to.
I like the way you think, and I think that you'll get there, Hannah. I think it's really cool. Congratulations on growing your family and starting your business from scratch, and best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
All righty, you guys stick with us. We got more good things for you coming up next.